Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with the first episode in what's going to be a new Mountain Blade Warband Let's Play on the channel. We are going to be playing Sayazn, and this is the 3.0 version of the mod. Now, I know it's been a little while since we played some Warband. I'm still kind of working on a proper ending to the Clash of Kings series. I had to do a ton of modding for that, so I don't know when it's going to be ready, but I hope soon, because I'd like to finish that thing off with a bang. I know somebody inevitably is going to ask, so I'll address this too. Regarding the Anno Domini playthrough, I really don't know because I had only really planned that one up to the Irish Civil War, and then beyond that, I didn't really know what I was going to do. And the Irish Civil War ended a lot sooner than I thought it was going to. We ended up winning that very, very quickly. And so that was sort of my main plan for the playthrough, and beyond that, I wasn't sure what it was going to be, and it ended up just kind of turning into just like us running around fighting random factions and just kind of being aimless. And so eventually the viewership started dropping and I wasn't sure where to go with it, so we backed off of that for a while, and I don't know if it's going to come back. I don't really have any ideas for it, but we'll see. I'm not going to call it dead for sure just yet. Anyways, if you're not familiar with Sayazn, it is sort of a fictional setting centered around the pike and shot era, but it's got a very Eastern inspiration to it. So many of the fictional settings that we come across are very Western influenced, whether it be like European fantasy or, playing as like the Americans in the Civil War or the American Revolution or something like that, which we haven't done yet. There are some great mods that we might check out for that. But anyways, they're usually very Western influence, and this one is the opposite. This is very Eastern. For example, the main faction, the one that we're going to be starting as, which is actually down here, is the Sayazn Empire. Now, they're very heavily inspired by the Ottomans. And so they are going to make up the main part of this game. Again, we're starting with them, but I do have plans beyond that for where we're going to go. The faction that is pink just north of here is the Sayazn provinces. And so these are essentially the areas that fall under the Empire but were conquered later. So they're kind of their own faction, but they are subservient to the Empire. Now, this is where our character comes from. He's actually a native of Gorhad. And his father was as well. So his father married into an imperial family. He was a general, and because he wasn't a true imperial, he kind of got the crap postings. They put him on the front lines and give him all the difficult jobs because they didn't really care if he lived or died. Whereas they valued, the sons of the nobles of the empire much higher. So eventually he did die. And now we, his son, are taking over his post and leading his army. And we're in kind of the same position. We are leading an actual imperial army, so we're going to be the like red coats, whereas the provinces wear blue coats. Their armies are sort of like provincial defense armies, where we're like the conquering legions, although we're not called that. But that's sort of the backstory of our character. Now, he is aware of this. He is aware that the Empire doesn't really treat him properly because he's not technically an Imperial, and so that's going to lead him to maybe distance himself from the Empire down the line. But initially, we are at least an Imperial citizen, and we are going to do our duty, and from there, we'll figure it out. Now, the other factions are also very Eastern inspired. This light blue faction here is probably the most European you'll find. They're a little bit Russian flavored. These guys are the Castand, and they are sort of like pike and shot era Greeks to an extent. And there's some that have a little bit of Japanese influence, but they don't look Japanese. They have Japanese armor and swords, but in terms of ethnicity, they don't look Japanese. There's also some like Mongolian-ish type factions, like horse raider factions and stuff like that. So just what you would think of like a Western medieval, well, not quite medieval, but Western European fantasy. but flip it on its head and make it Eastern, and that's kind of what we've got here. So let me run you through our army real quick. This is what we're going to be using to conquer whatever lands we can. I'm starting here, but we might go west first. So there's, of course, myself, Altan Kazanan, and he's fairly young. Again, he's just taking over his father's post. He is technically nobility because his mother was sort of a lower Sayazn noble, but his father was from the provinces, and so he's got kind of a weird standing where he technically is nobility, but kind of out of favor. Either way, he's got his posting, and we've got some decent armor, as you can see. I'll go through my equipment in just a second. I have some lancers, some cuirassiers. These guys are essentially the same unit, but these guys carry lances, obviously based on the name. These guys don't have lances. They only have sabers. So these guys are a little bit better in sustained combat. These guys are a little bit better as shock cavalry. But otherwise, they're equipped the same. Let's see. We've got some 40 professional pikemen. Now, these are actually the same unit here. What I've done is I've made 2 troop trees in parallel that kind of crisscross each other. So if we get militia recruits, I can level them up into, I think they're like Sayazn spearmen or something, or Sayazn pikemen. And then the pikemen, or in this case the professional pikemen, can, if I use the Control X XP cheat, level up into professional pikemen under the same unit, but fall into a different grouping here. And then they both will level up into the armored pikemen, which is like the top tier one. And what this does is it allows me to have 2 groups of identical units. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do this. So it just lets me be more creative in my formations, because before I would only be able to deploy 1 group of pikemen, so I'd have to maybe align them across the front of my formation or something. Now I have 2 groups that are basically split in half, and I can maybe put one on each flank, or one in front and one behind, or however I want to do it. It just gives me more tactical options. We have 10 heavy infantry. These guys are elite musketeers with bayoneted muskets, and then I have 40 regular musketeers. These guys can either level up into heavy infantry or the Davishim musketeer, which is like a more elite musketeer, less focused on being line infantry like these guys, and a little bit more accurate in their shooting, but a little bit squishier. And keep in mind, these are sort of like upper mid-tier units, because this is supposed to be like a standing army that's existed for a while. These are not like low-level units, so we're somewhere in like maybe the top third of the troop tree. But we'll be seeing more of the low-level stuff, obviously, as we have to rebuild. Now, I've got 2 characters already in my party aside from myself, or Altan. And these are from my Patreon patrons. I will be taking characters from you guys as well, and I'll get into that in just a second. But let me introduce these guys first. So we have Nicola Bakir, who is our quartermaster. So he takes control of, all our equipment, finances, and whatnot. His skills are focused toward trade. So he's got a 4 in trade, which is going to get us better prices when we sell stuff. And he's got a 3 in looting, which means that he should help us get better gear drops when we win battles. And I gave him a little bit of engineering skill too, just so he can kind of help out with that. He's a decent fighter, but again, his main job is quartermaster, not knight or anything like that. So I'm going to focus on those skills first. If he becomes a good combatant as well, great. But I'm going to try to actually keep him out of combat just so we have his bonuses constantly. If he goes down in a fight, then when we go to sell the loot, we're not going to get as good of prices. So we'll try to keep him safe as much as we can. And we have Balminder Lena, who is not a Sayazn, but he is serving, or he's immigrated into the Empire, and so as part of his, as part of his citizenship process or whatever, he has to serve. And he is going to be probably the most learned man in our party. He is essentially our doctor. So he's got a 2 in surgery, but a 3 in wound treatment and a 3 in first aid. He's also got a 2 in engineering. So he's kind of knows his way around engineering, but he's mostly about medical stuff. And he's carrying a blunderbuss, so really it's just like a close range defense weapon. I'm going to try to keep him out of combat the most, because clearly we need him alive and healthy. So there is that. Those are our 2 Patreon characters, and I, again, will be taking characters from you guys. I'm going to do it the same way I do it in all the other playthroughs. So I'll be taking submissions in the comments. Using a tag has been working well for the RimWorld playthroughs, so I'm going to do that again here. The tag is going to be hashtag or #, whatever. Sayazn character. 1 word, no spaces. And I'll try to remember to either bake it into the video or to pin it in the comments, or preferably both. Either way, make sure when you submit a character in the comments, you tag it with that. It would help if everybody did it on the first episode or whatever, but honestly, if you have the tag, it doesn't matter where, because if I type the tag into my community tab, it'll come up no matter what. So as long as you have the tag, you can post it wherever, as long as it's on one of my videos, obviously. But yeah, make sure you use the tag. Now, the way I choose characters, and this seems to elude some people sometimes, but I always pick the people that put the most effort into their characters and the people that contribute the most in the comments, because the way it works is the more often you comment on my videos, the more interactions YouTube sees in the videos and the more it promotes my videos. So by commenting on my videos, you're helping the channel. And so I try to reward those people the most because they're helping me. And so there are a lot of ways you can do that. You can either roleplay. Roleplaying is great. I love it when people roleplay because I get to read the stories and I can actually try to implement some of their ideas into the playthrough to help me come up with a story. But if you're not into roleplaying, that's totally okay. You can contribute in other ways. You can, there's lots of things you can do. You can try to offer suggestions, tactical advice, maybe ideas moving forward. You can comment on other people's roleplay and, just give them props for their effort or whatnot. You don't necessarily have to be doing anything so long as you're just active in the comments, because that way I know that you're following along, because I don't want to give somebody a character in the playthrough if I don't even know if they're watching at this point. So that's how I decide. What that means is if you post the name of a character in episode 1 and then asking another sentence on episode 2 asking when I'm going to pick your character, and that's it, I'm probably not going to pick your character. And I don't do that to be mean. It's just there are people working harder, so I would rather reward them. So I hope that's clear. I'm going to need a lot of characters. I've actually found a way around the companion limit, so I can effectively have as many as I want. It might break the game, we'll see. But I definitely want a commander for each group, so maybe a couple cavalry commanders, like a lancer commander, like a melee cav commander. If we have dragoons, maybe one for them. Probably one, like a sergeant for each pikeman group. And that's assuming that we only have 2. If we end up with more than that, then a sergeant for each one. At least one musketeer sergeant. And then I want standard bearers for those groups as well. Maybe not the cavalry, but for the infantry formations, it would be really helpful for me to have somebody carrying a big banner so I know which groups are individual groups. And then, of course, we'll need support characters like these guys. So there's a lot of options. Just regular heavy cavalry type companions are fine too. Or really anywhere that you want to fit in. If, your guy's a musketeer or whatever, he doesn't have to be like a commander or a standard bearer or anything. It can just be a regular musketeer. It's up to you guys. It's just there's plenty of positions available is the point I'm trying to make. So with all that, I think that's everything. I have given myself 2 properties. We have, I think, an oil press in Gorhad and a tannery in Kuhn. So we'll be making a little bit of money off that. I figured it would just get us started a little bit more quickly. And right, my gear before we get into battle. So I have a sword. I'm probably going to need more food than this, but yeah. I have a sword, a tempered saber for regular combat stuff, a heavy lance, and then a pistol. Pistols reload really fast in this game, as you'll see, and a large bag of pistol bullets. And then, of course, my armor, my plated boots, my helmet, sturdy leather gloves, and my cavalry horse. And I have a couple extra horses. I put them in there to see if it would make my party move any faster. Unfortunately, it didn't. The parties are really slow in this game, as you can see here. So I'm not sure if adding more cavalry to the party would help that. But it's going to be a lot of fast forwarding, basically. So let's push out west. I think our first target is going to be... I'm going to need to buy more food. Maybe I should go back to town real quick. Or I can try to buy it from the peasants. So recruitment works a little bit different in this mod. As far as I can tell, you can't actually recruit from... There's some cheese. You can't actually recruit from the villages. You can only get infantry from the cities, and you can only get cavalry through the nobles in the castles. So it's a little bit different in that regard. Otherwise, it's basically the same, though. Well, I guess separating... Oh. I should have attacked that caravan. I don't really want to fight you guys. How many... Let's see. Tribes people. They have 111, so they outnumber us by 6. No. 7. But it looks like they're very melee-based. And we have mostly... Well, about half of our army is musketeers. So we can probably shoot them up pretty badly before we engage. Let's do this. This is the faction I was planning to attack. So if we could defeat this big party here, that would probably deal them a significant blow. By the way, oh Jesus. By the way, the reason it's saying following name is because when I set up these playthroughs, I just make like a generic character. And then I get everything set up, and then I'll go and figure out a name. And so I just typed in name to begin with, and then I later changed it to Altan Kazanon. But the game doesn't change it here when you do that. So I think I need to go through the save or something and tweak it. But anyways, let's attack these guys, and we'll get right into some combat. Oh, and daylight too. Now, the terrain here is less than ideal. Halt! I've got you cornered. Give up or I'll ride you down like a dog. We will fight you to the end. Okay. I only have 103. Oh, because one of my guys was at like 15 health. I accidentally shot him during playtesting. Anyway, we have 50 ranged troops. They have 111, but only 25 are ranged. In this mod, you can change commanders. So if I wanted to let Nicola or Balminder lead the party, I could. Or if I had like a second in command and I was fairly low health, I could do that. There's supposed to be a function that lets you set up formations before battle starts, but that's clearly not here. I definitely do have it toggled on. I've toggled it on and off just to see if anything changed. Nothing did. So that's unfortunate, but let's just get to it. So I'm going to do my best to deploy pike and shot tactics in this playthrough. It's going to be difficult because Warband doesn't lend itself well to anything other than charging straight ahead. But we're going to do what we can. So I have the musketeers on 2. I'm going to set them to 3 rows deep. Then I'm going to take my pikemen, set them in a 5-row deep formation, because that is effectively a square for the amount of men they have. They're basically 5 deep, 4 across. And then I'm going to take 1 and put 1 on each flank. And we'll deploy the cavalry, probably not on a hill, maybe over there. And let's see, Balminder is in the officers group, as is Nicola. So they're technically separate from everybody else, and I'm going to keep them in the back. But this is as close to... Oh, shoot, they're in one group. Ah, man. I had them in two separate groups, and then I leveled them up. So my right flank, I think, is empty. Yeah, that sucks. Alright then, we're going to have to do this a little bit differently, and I'm going to have to put them in front. And we'll have them like 3 deep or something. Maybe 2 deep. So formation, let's try 2 rows. Oh, wrong one. Whoops. So formation, 2 rows. And that'll have to do for now. Where is the enemy? Are they not moving? They attacked me. I'm gonna advance a little bit on my own and see if I can't find maybe a better position. This isn't terrible, because they're going to have to walk down into this killing zone. Although, having my pikemen there is going to get them in the way. This isn't terrible here, but it's a bit flat. I don't know if my pikeman there is going to be a problem. What I could do is, let's do this really quickly. Muskets here, pikes right behind them. When the enemy gets close, we'll charge the pikemen through. Cavalry, I want you deployed up here. Hopefully that's got some defilade for you. And then my officers will stay back there. You know what, screw it. He's got a blunderbuss. Get up here. Somebody shoot at me? Oh, it was like birds. Oh, there they are. Shoot, they're getting a little bit close. Should have held position. We're not going to be set up in time, I don't think. I can run a few of them down, though. These are just slingers. Yeah, they're scouting with their slingers. Oh, we've already killed a few of them. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't actually played Warband in quite a while. I've been modding the hell out of it, but I have not been playing it. Okay, I think that's sufficient. Okay, so this should work out. As soon, again, as they decide to charge us from the front, we'll march the pikemen through. But until then, we'll keep them behind because they don't really serve any purpose out in front. Other than maybe getting shot in the back. My guy has terrible pistol skill, by the way. But I have a lot of bullets, so I'm just going to let him fly. Because obviously I'm a little bit more melee focused. His strength is like 15 or something. But that's just because of how I started him. Okay. Slingers are dead. I should probably make sure they're not flanking us. Oh, they totally are. The bastards. We should probably swing around. So, infantry... Well, infantry. Everybody's infantry. Move there. Cavalry, come over here. We'll see how this works. I don't like being down slope, but they took the peak, which was smart of them. And now we kind of have to adjust accordingly. Okay, let's get you guys over here. We'll get you down there maybe, where they can't quite see you. Have they all moved out of line of sight? So their whole formation is this way. Cavalry, set up right there. I don't want them to be able to hit you. Not that they really have any ranged weapons left. They have some javelins, but that's about it. They're definitely coming. If we had been aggressive, we could have taken this hill and made them take it from us, and that would have been ideal, but obviously that's not how it played out. We just shot a slinger. Nice. Are they like cresting the hill or something? I'm gonna have a hell of a time getting down if they are. But I want to see what's going on here. Oh, some of them are past me actually. Some of them are over there. I'm not really seeing anybody. Oh, they're down slope. Okay. They are moving, though. So I'm a bit wary about charging them, or even trying to take this hill, because for all I know, they might countercharge and beat me to it. But fortune does favor the bold, so everybody get your asses up here. We're going to do muskets there and pikes on me. Cavalry, I want you to set up over there. And I'll put my officers up on the peak. You guys better hurry. If they beat us here, we're screwed. But I think they're just holding there, yeah. They decided not to try to take it, which is an interesting choice, because they easily could have. They basically did, or at least some of their units did. But they could have beat us there. Had they just sent everybody together, they would have. I can't really see them, though. Are they falling back? I have the AI. I mean, I have like all the difficulty up pretty high. But the AI especially I have maxed out, so they should be able to move somewhat intelligently. Granted, in this game, intelligent AI is not really a thing. Okay, so they've set up over there. Fair enough. That's a decent position. We can actually shoot them from there, though. This is a killer slope. I don't know what their goal is, because, again, they attacked me, so the onus is on them to engage, because all I have to do is not die, and I technically win. I think my pikes need to be closer. Just a little bit. I want them to basically be able to step straight through into melee combat if necessary. That's a little bit better. But yeah, if we can kill them, all the better. Eventually they're going to get to the point where they have nothing but melee troops left. And that was sort of already the case, so all they can do is really sit there and let me shoot them. Okay, so finally they're trying something out here. What the hell are you guys doing? Some of my infantry just decided, oh, they're routing. Okay, I don't know why. Their cavalry charged, but they didn't even make it up the hill. Why are you guys routing? We haven't lost anybody. Cowards. We're shooting them down. Oh, man. See if I can get a better view on this. Alright, so they are coming. Or they're just kind of bunching up down there. Why can't I hit them? There's no way my pistol can't hit that. Cavalry, you need to move because they're kind of targeting you. I don't want them to attack this flank necessarily. Pikes, do me a favor and advance a couple of paces. I set them to do it twice, so it's basically 20. But you need to push through the musketeers. The musketeers need to shift back up the hill. And it's gotten a little bit ugly. Cavalry, do me a favor and kind of get in the mix. Got him. Come on, take him out. Whoops. Sorry, horse. You guys are terrible. Finally, Jesus. Alright, it's utter chaos here. So let's get into the thick of it. I might just need to use my pistol. It's going to be really hard to maneuver on this hill. How did I miss that? Yeah, I'm just going to fire into the crowd. That tends to work pretty well. Yeah. They were kind of smart to charge their cavalry first because it broke up my line of musketeers. Had my musketeers been able to fire on the infantry as they charged, we would have just slaughtered them. So, yeah. Did my musketeers just, like, abandon ship? I think they all just ran away. No, there's a few of them left. God damn. Like, all the pikemen are still here, but all the musketeers just ran away. I know they didn't all die. There's not that many redcoats on the ground. Looks like a lot of their people are running. Okay, everybody come over here. Pikemen, feel free to charge. Luckily my horse isn't wounded. I can actually run a little bit. Only 16, huh? That's a bit weak. That was a headshot. You didn't even drop him. Alright, well, let's do our best. I think their armor is actually pretty solid. I'm not hitting shields. I actually see the people, like, you know, starting to bleed. Oh god. Not the type of situation I like being in. There we go. I can't hit you because the horse is in the way, but I think that's about it. Wow. Okay. They got my guy. They just knocked him out, though. I feel like that hit him, but apparently it didn't. Yeah, too hard to shoot that way. I gotta turn the other way. I don't know. Sometimes these bullets come out at like 90 degrees, especially with his accuracy rating. Finally, Jesus. Alright, well, there's a little taste of Sayazn battle. Again, I kind of screwed up there. I meant to have a little bit more intelligent formations, but everybody was on the same key, so I couldn't do anything. They had 22 kills. That's going to be a pretty significant chunk of my army, which is unfortunate. Let's see. We got some decent loot here. That'll help ease the pain slightly. My inventory management's not that great, though. That's okay. These are worth nothing. Okay, so let's see what happened there. We didn't lose that many men. It said they had 22 kills, but we only lost 12. That's really strange. One of you is ready to become an armored pikeman, so let's do that. They just get little leg flappies. And one of you is also ready to become an armored pikeman, so we have 2 of them now. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Control X to effectively level this guy up into another armored pikeman so I can put him in a separate group. And then I'm going to do what I intended to do and have this second group as pikeman right. And that way I'll have 1 armored pikeman in each group. So this side is at 18, this side's at 17, but that's pretty close. And they each have like 1 heavier pikeman to lead them. Now, with these guys, I think I want to go heavy infantry because I think the bayonets are going to be really helpful. But the Davishim musketeers are more accurate. I'm just going to go heavy infantry. Neither of you level up. Okay. Let us return back to town because I kind of forgot to buy food. And also, we just got a bunch of stuff to sell and we could use a bit more recruits. So, I figure this is probably a good move. Oh, there's an army up there. Hazizan sends word that he wishes you to join his new military campaign. You need to bring at least 43 troops to the army and are instructed to raise more men with all due haste if you do not have enough. So Hazizan, we'll have to see where he is. I don't know where they are. Anyways, let us recruit some militia. We'll get... Oh, these are provincial levies. I don't really want provincial levies. They're a different troop tree. So, let's just unload everything. Oh, you don't have any. I sold all my extra test stuff there. You don't have any money. There we go. Apparently the horse merchant's going to get all our stuff. I don't need any of that. Not as much as I was hoping. This helmet was supposed to be worth almost that much, but obviously our trade skill's not that high. So, we'll just have to accept that, and we need more bread. I'll take anything that won't immediately spoil, and I'll take 1 chicken. Actually, it's probably worth... Or probably not a great idea, because the chicken is going to spoil almost immediately anyways. I actually meant to give myself more money to start with, but oh well. Okay, so let's leave. Now then. Reports. Nope. I am very rusty, as you can tell. So... Hazizan was at Gamara Fort. Show me. He was here. Okay. Well, at least he's fairly close by. Let's take this hill. I mean, take the hill. Let's move to the hill. Is that impassable? It looks like it is. Okay, we'll go to Moham Fort then and see who we meet. Captain Pilzer. Let's meet him. We haven't met anybody of our faction yet. I'm hoping they don't wipe this faction out, because some of the smaller factions are kind of interesting. He doesn't like me already. Wow. My name is Altan Kazazan, at your service. Okay. Any tasks for me? Let's see. Train some troops for him? What does he need? 6 provincial pikemen. I don't want to take on provincials. I'll do it. But I'm not going to like it. Captain with our... Why is everybody heading away from where the call was? So let's see. The provincials are basically the same. I don't want them in my crap. Let's see. We're going to have 2nd Battalion be like sort of my catch-all for stuff I don't want in the main formation. But I don't know why everybody's moving away from where the guy was supposed to be. There's a lot of captains here. We'll talk to them. Okay, any tasks? You want war with the Ishtari rebels. Well, if we weren't already at war with everybody else, I would be inclined to agree. But I don't want to pick another fight, so I'm going to say no. Right, so I want to ask you something. First of all, what's the realm doing? Okay. Right. No, I wanted to do this. Oh, you guys are all provincials. That's why you're doing something different. Right. It's hard to tell because they're all like vaguely the same color. Anyways, yeah, we were headed out here. I should have said no. I don't really care about them. Ooh. Emir Zahn. Wait. Hold on. Why do I keep clicking that? Hazizan, okay. Who is this? Captain Kamu. Well, Emir Zahn's in there. I feel like these guys are... Nope. Yeah, I thought so. Well, we're gonna fight you to the end. They have... Oh man, they have more musketeers than I do too. Okay, let's attack. Oh wow. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I need everybody moving quickly here. So follow me. I need musketeers there. I need pikes on one flank and pikes on the other flank. Musketeers, I need you guys 3 deep. Pikes, I want you 5 deep.
Stand closer.
Yeah, that's right. Cavalry over there. Officers back here. And I need you guys moving a little bit faster. Come on, quickly now, quickly now. Alright, right flank, you're a little bit out of position there. Let's get you here. You guys are okay. Not perfect. Let's move you up just slightly. And we'll move you accordingly. That's good. If they try to send cavalry around the left flank, these pikes should be able to kind of stop that pretty easily. You guys are going to prevent them from coming up the road and flanking us. And do they even have cavalry? It looks like some of them are mounted. Mountain sharpshooters, huh? Well, I'm gonna go poke the bear a little bit, because the AI tends to not respond very well to that. They kind of do stupid stuff when you harass them. Yeah, there's definitely some mounted troops in there. Wait, are they deploying... I think they're deploying advanced technology troops. We might not have a chance here. Because there's essentially 2 different tiers of technology. There's like pike and shot era stuff, and then there's sort of like 1800s era, like rifled musket type stuff. And it would sort of appear that they are using the latter. I'm just gonna go slice you guys up. That was right through the face. He better have died. That was a mountain sharpshooter too. Really? 43 damage? You're not even wearing armor. Ah, my aim is so bad lately. I need more practice. Holy hell. We seem to be getting decent kills though. I mean, I can just fire into the crowd. I think part of it is they're so bunched up. But their mountain sharpshooters are really accurate. Oh god, that could have been bad. Alright, looks like the leader wants to duel. Probably not a great choice for you. That's an interesting weapon you've got there. I'll kill a mountain sharpshooter as I go by. That was a bit off. I gotta aim for the horse. Ouch. Dick. Alright. Bingo. Oh. Sorry, that was a bit uncalled for. Trying to brain your horse over here. Get away. Die, horse. There we go. Now you're just a regular old foot soldier. Are my guys still firing? It sure doesn't feel like it. Yeah, they're still getting kills. Just not a lot of them. I'm gonna fall back before I get myself killed. That was our buddy Balminder firing his blunderbuss. Cavalry deploy over here. I'm wary about being flanked. Oh, that group of musketeers is getting, or pikemen is getting slaughtered right now. Let's actually pull you guys back. You took way more losses than I intended. Oh, and of course you get shot in the face as I pull you back. What is their goal exactly? I mean, we're getting some kills. I am pretty sure that they're using superior technology, though, so they're actually using much later muskets than we are, which are a lot more accurate. I think they have higher damage ratings, too. So this is kind of unfair. Let's see. Before my horse gets downed again, let's hop off. And I'll fire along with the musketeers. Especially since I think apparently I'm not more accurate on foot. I would have thought, but no. Balminder is sniping people with that thing. Meanwhile, I can't hit the broadside of a barn. Look at that, it's coming way up there. I'm trying to aim high, but I think I'm aiming too high. Yeah, there's almost like an arc to it. You know, that went straight into the ground. It does feel like we're winning, though. If we could maybe eliminate the last of their cavalry, I would consider sending mine in. In fact, I'm going to get back on my horse for this. But I'm going to... Oh. Somebody lost their horse over there. Okay, cavalry, if you would. I don't know why you're looking back. They're ahead of you. Yeah, I'm going to maneuver to flank here, but we've almost got them beat. In fact, it might be the case that we do. Alright, cavalry. Wait for it. Come on. Alright, charge.
Charge!
Oh, that looked like it hit somebody. Gotta watch out, these guys are wielding pikes and pole arms and whatnot. Oh, okay. Yeah, trample them to death. I can't get in there. Go on, you got this. Come on, finish him. Don't let him get to the edge. Nice, I got it. Alright, so we did get beat up there, but that was a very losable battle. So I think all things considered, it went pretty well. We are going to probably need to pull back and rebuild our army a bit. So we had 100 kills. It's respectable. 29 losses. 29 kills. I don't know if I trust that, because last time it said more than that, and it was definitely less. I think they're using kills in place of casualties. So I think it was like 10 wounded, 12 dead, and it said 22. Both of them managed to escape. So, bayoneted musket. Maybe not. Let's see. Cracked pike. I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But these are supposed to be the later uniforms, like more the Napoleonic 1800s era stuff. But, you know, clearly there's some regular Kaldum uniforms in there. Okay. And that musket is, I would say, fair. It's not like a rifled musket or anything. Let's retreat. And we're going to have to head back to Imperial territory where we can do some recruiting. So I think we're just going to run back to Kuhn, because I can actually get proper troops there. I got to be careful, though. There was... I don't want to have to look at this, but I don't know how to make it go away. Oh, Oh, no. I thought we could cross there. Apparently we couldn't. Anyways, there are enemy armies running around, as we kind of saw up here, so we got to be careful. Who's that? A captain? Not one of our captains, though. That's under attack. I don't know that I can do anything about it, but let's at least inspect it. 61. Okay. We could beat them, clearly, because they're fleeing for their lives. They're way faster than us. Actually, no. Not way faster, but they are faster. Well, at least we saved the village. They'll probably come back and try to attack another village or some villagers. So we'll kind of stay in the area. But let's go into the market and unload some of this crap. Oh, wow. Okay, apparently you have no money. Oh, man, apparently none of you do. Alright, well, we'll sell what we can. It might actually be all covered. Do I want to sell this? I might keep it for a... Nah, I'll sell it. I'll sell it to the arms merchant, though. Oh, okay, good, you have enough. Alright, so there's that. Let's go into the tavern and see if anything's going on in the tavern. Selamara of Ishtar. Ishtar is one of the factions. Oh, you're, like a bard, okay. Can you teach me about a subject? Astronomy. So instead of teaching poems, they teach subjects. There's like history, obviously astronomy. I think one of them was like science or biology, maybe something more specific. Yeah, teach it to me. Okay. 300 Cora for that, which is the default price for learning poems. Oh, I could have easily caught you guys. I think they're going for this village, though. Alright. Well, I believe we are out of time for today. So, I'm going to end the episode here. We were able to win 2 battles, and I don't think we took too many losses, all things considered. Oh, wow, a lot of these guys died, though. But yeah, I think all things considered, our casualties weren't that bad. So, we'll try to recoup our losses. We need 25 urban militia recruits. I don't know how many Kuhn will give us, but we can try some of the other places in the area for more. I would like to attack this group, though, especially if we can catch them, because they are just going to run amok in this area if nobody deals with it, and it's a very winnable battle for us, because these guys are, for the most part, infantry based, but they do have muskets, as you can see there, and some of them are mounted muskets. So they have 23 of those, and then 11 regular muskets. So they will shoot at us a bit, and we will definitely take some losses because of that, but it is still a very winnable battle. And I'll be looking forward to seeing your characters in the comments. I'll probably add at least one in the next episode, maybe 2, just because it's the first go-round. And I could definitely use, a lot of characters. So we'll see. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to this new Let's Play. Hopefully you guys are as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.